This episode of Tolle Run is brought to you by Run and Fun, the Lifetime Turkey Day 5K, and M-Tech results. Hi, I'm Olympian Carrie Tollefson, and today I'm interviewing the mayor of running, Bart Yasso. So let's get after it. Can you tell us just quickly a little bit about your background and, how you got into this wild route that you're on?
Yeah, I've been running, it's been about 36 years, but I went down the, I played all kind of sports in high school and stuff and loved it, but then I went down the wrong path in my younger days and got mixed up in drugs and alcohol and got mixed up pretty badly. And man, I was so lucky I was still young when I made the transition and realized I was going down that wrong path. But I used running not to be a runner. I just wanted to get in shape, and I didn't know what sport I was going to play. I just wanted to improve my life, and I was out there running just to get in shape. And then I realized I loved the running. And then I did that first race 34 years ago, and man, then I was hooked forever. And I'm still hooked, and I've slowed down tremendously, but I still love it. I mean, it's, whatever the times on when I reach that finish line, whatever the numbers are on the clock, it really doesn't matter. I still have fun doing what I'm doing, and I'm still able to connect with runners, having a full-time job at Runner's World. So I feel very lucky.
So you've been all over the world. You've raced on all 7 continents. You've raced in over, 100, close to 150 countries.
Yeah, not that many, I don't think, but definitely somewhere in the range of 100 countries.
Okay, and what's left on the bucket list?
Comrades was really my last bucket list race, the Comrades race in South Africa. And after that, I've done some more races since then, but sitting in my office, I get tons of invitations to races. I can honestly say I don't have anything on my bucket list, just to be out there meeting the people, occasionally doing a race, just for fun. And, but really just being out there engaging with runners every weekend that's my goal.
Talk about your proudest moment in racing, or maybe your biggest accomplishment that you can remember.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I certainly winning some races was a lot of fun to do. But I actually say, if I look at anything athletically that I've done over the last 36 years, I honestly think the most fun I had and something that comes to mind every single day was the 2 bike rides I did across the United States. I rode solely across the United States twice on my bike. Went through Minnesota both times.
Nice.
Southern part of Minnesota.
Okay.
And, it just is something, the way our country is made up, and you always see a map every day, whether it's on a wall or on a newspaper or on the internet. And every time I see that map, something pops up about one day on those bike rides across the United States. So honestly, I have to say, and doing it solo is a lot of fun, just being out there, being part of, you really understand the physical makeup of our country if you cruise along 3,000 miles across our country at 15 miles an hour.
If you could go for a run with anyone, dead or alive, who would that be?
Yeah, I saw that question on Twitter, and, it's an easy one to answer. I think of all the great people I met and people I would like to have met, people have passed on. But I have to say Nelson Mandela would be my man, and I would actually like to walk with him for like a day.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's I feel in my lifetime he's going to go down as the greatest leader, political leader. I just think of a man that I went to his jail cell at Robben Island, where he spent 20 of his 28 years. And I also went to his jail cell in Johannesburg. Wow. And to think of a man that was in prison for 28 years and then got out of prison and became president of a country and didn't carry a grudge against the people that put him in jail for 28 years. Yeah. And although he was in jail, supposedly it was wrongful, but, politically wrongful under apartheid law. Yeah. Most people would say it was not. He was imprisoned for no reason at all other than the color of his skin, which can't be a prison sentence. So to think that he could do that and then motivate a country to follow him, I just think that's amazing. I would just love to talk to him and figure out how he had the power to do that.
Well, we have to kind of switch to a little bit of fun question, and I think you probably saw this, but Okay, you've run all these crazy long events.
Yeah.
But we had a follower ask us what your mile PR is.
Wow. I know I did some mile races on the track. We used to have like a Tuesday night local track club thing.
Yeah.
And the fastest mile I remember running on those like Tuesday nights was somewhere around 424, 422 or something like that. I never
Some
really
wheels.
thought of running the mile, but
Yeah.
but it was in the 420-ish. I'm going to say 425-ish just because I know for sure it was that. But that was a long time ago.
Speaking of running all this stuff now, eating. I know you're a vegetarian.
Yeah.
But we had a viewer that wants to know if you follow a specific diet or if that's mainly what you do is, steer clear of your...
Yeah, I did. I became a vegetarian. It's almost 30 years.
Wow.
I can't believe it's that long, but it's almost 30 years. And I did it for ethical reasons because I love animals, and I didn't do it for health reasons, and I still do it for ethical reasons. But I also feel the health benefits from it. And to me, it just seems natural. Like, I don't even know that I'm a vegetarian. I mean, it's just the way I eat. And, I really, it seems a normal way to eat to me.
Well, I know one of my friends, Dennis, he wrote in and he just finished his first 50 miler. And he wanted to know if you have a secret formula for longer races, such as a 50K or 50 miler.
I always say a 50K on a trail is easier than a marathon on the road.
Oh, really?
Because that trail surface is so nice, and they tend to make the courses hilly in the trails, and you just take walk breaks on the uphills. And I find that being on that softer surface, I really love that 50K distance. 50 milers, that's a little harder, and they can beat you up a little bit. But I just love that. To me, it's all about pacing.
Yeah.
You just gotta know close to the pace you can handle for that distance, and then get in that groove early, and then try to hold on.
So tell me, if you can, who your current elite favorite athlete is, or somebody that, maybe a more known runner besides me, Bart.
Yeah, Carrie, you're one of my heroes.
Yeah,
No doubt
right,
about it.
yeah.
I'm serious about that.
No, but I mean, if you have a favorite elite athlete that you like to follow, or just...
Shalane Flanagan is, man, that woman, she works so hard. I follow her. She's got that passion and desire to win these big races like New York and Boston. And even though she hasn't, I know she literally runs on the edge of death trying. And to me, that's so admirable. And that's what it's all about. I mean, if she doesn't have the ability to beat some of those East Africans, then, it's not going to happen. But she's going to go out in a blaze of glory. I mean, she leaves nothing on the course. So I really admire her tremendously. I'm very good friends with Ryan and Sarah Hall, and I serve on the board of the Steps Foundation, which is their foundation. So they're personal friends of mine. And athletically, I follow them very closely. Ryan's had some bad patches lately, but I still think he's got a lot left in him, and hopefully can get healthy and run well. And Sarah's been trying to make that Olympic team. I hope she can do it. She's a talent, and as you know, I mean, you made an Olympic team. It's not easy. The cards got to fall into place, and you got to be in shape when the trials are on. Our trials are pretty tough, as you know. It's a tough deal making a U.S. Olympic team.
Yeah, it's an honor to be one, but there's so many athletes that could have been on there that, just didn't quite get it. So it's too bad it happens once every 4 years, that's for sure.
It makes it tough. And then some of these ultra runners like Scott Jurek, Michael Wardian, I'm amazed at how they can recover and keep doing the races they're doing. I'm in awe of these people.
When are you coming to Minnesota?
Oh, I got to come back to Minnesota. I got to come to Twin Cities, or I got to come to one of the races in the great state of Minnesota, because you guys have killer runners, killer trails around the lakes.
Yeah,
I just love it. And Minnesota has always produced fantastic runners. It's always been a hotbed of runners.
Yeah.
I just love it. And a hotbed of good races. So I got to get back to Minnesota to get to one of your great races.
Well, you're welcome to come back anytime, and you can always stay at the Tollefson-Peterson household.
All right. Well, I'm going to try to come back in warmer weather, because I'm a warm weather guy.
That
So,
sounds good. Yeah,
so
it's cold.
somewhere between May and October timeframe is the time for me to visit Minnesota.
Well, why don't you come back for my next Twin Cities Marathon, and you can help me finish the last
There you
7
go.
to 9 miles, because they were
Yeah.
ugly, Bart.
Yeah, that's when I kidded with you on Twitter. I said I wanted to ask you because you did the first time, got to 26.2, and when you hit 20 miles and realize you still have 10K to go or 5K to go, I'm sure as fast as you were in these shorter distances, and then you just can't run that fast.
It was brutal.
It has to be amazing to you. And
Well,
it is a harder transition to go from a fast runner in shorter distance to that marathon.
Yeah, I felt great, picking off 620s, and then all of a sudden that big inflatable wall they had.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's kind of mean that they do that. And then I kind of laughed about it. And then really like a half mile later, it hit.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what? The Twin Cities course, if you did the last 10K of the Twin Cities course, if we went out to run it tomorrow, we wouldn't think it's that hilly of a course.
No.
But when you have run 20 miles to get to that point, and those little hills is it Summit?
Yes.
Yeah. Those little hills are not that much, but they really get you. But the Twin City course, if you run it negative split style, if you can hold back early, those downhills at the end really help you. So it's one of those tough things. But
where were you 3 months ago?
No one runs negative split in their first marathon. It's just, maybe a few do, but.
I passed like 100 people from mile 7 to 19, and about 150 passed me back.
Yeah, that's that's a typical first marathon.
It was ugly, but it was fun.
But you'll get better at it, I guarantee you. And what a fun one for you to do, because I'm sure you were a superstar out on that course.
It was amazing to have all those people out there that and that's probably how you feel at every race, because everyone knows you, so you're probably waving the whole time.
Yeah, it's, I can blend in some races, but most of the races, if the people know I'm out there, then I'm a marked person. Yeah. But you know what? It's fun to do, and I keep that Bart Yasso attitude out there, no matter how slowly I'm going these days, and just go out and have fun.
Well, you're a blessing to all of us. But those, I never got to try your Yasso 800s because I really didn't follow a very good training plan. It was like get out the door when it worked for a new mommy and working woman.
Yeah.
But next time around, I'm doing them, and I've heard a lot of people curse at you during it. So I don't curse, but maybe the Yasso 800s will bring out the curse words. I don't know.
There you go.
Well, you tell everyone at Runners World hi from me and from Tolle Run, and we'll see you hopefully soon.
Yeah, I really appreciate you. Thanks for the interview, and keep doing what you're doing. You're a blessing for our sport in many ways. So keep up the great work.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for joining me for my interview with Bart Yasso. Get after it.